is Gen Z soft? Okay? And I found this article.
Oh.
Is Gen Z too soft? So it turns out, you know the famous phrase, famous saying, hard times make strong men make good time makes weak men make hard times, and the cycle continues. It's been said many times, we are now in the cycle that good times have made weak men.
Yeah.
World War II, everything that our grandparents did, everything that they fought for freedom, for democracy, against autocracy, against dictatorship, against American values. These were the strongest men we've ever known. The men that died on Normandy, the men that gave their lives to fight for our country, to fight against Nazis, to fight against communism in a way, especially in Korea or in Vietnam. These are the strongest men we've ever known, our grandfathers and our fathers. And we have it so freaking good in America that the problem that I see in Gen Z is a lot of times they only want to focus on the negatives.
Right.
This is the epitome of good times create weak men. But you also want good times. So do you not want this cycle to continue? No, because the good times make weak men make hard times make strong men, the cycle continues. It is what it is. It's kind of like the guy that came from nothing, worked his ass off, became a multimillionaire, a billionaire, and his kid had a silver spoon effect, and now he's just taking it easy. He doesn't have to work hard. He gets everything for free. He's entitled. He ends up on drugs. He ends up blowing the family money. That's the exact same thing that the good times, hard times thing basically means. So it's incumbent on all of us, the parents, the grandparents, all of us, to pass down these types of values onto young men. Nat, would you read that article?
Yes. We got it up. Okay, perfect. It says, the article lays out the difference between Gen Z and other generations. Not only demographically, Gen Z is more racially and ethically diverse than any other generation, but also politically. A subsection of the article labeled within the GOP, Gen Zers have sharp differences with their elders, display on how Gen Z is far more progressive than their preceding generation, showing notable progress in opinions on certain topics such as racial mistreatment and gender-neutral pronouns, even from the slightly older millennial generation. Gen Z's radical inclusivity and fervent push for social changes is the opposite of soft or cowardly. It's brave in many sense of the word. Brave is not backing down on our stances. Brave is pushing back against the older and more powerful than us. Brave is continuing to hopeful of the uncertain future past generations left for us.
So, interesting take right there.
Yeah.
So they called him brave. They called him opinionated. Gen Z is the most diverse generation we've had in American history. So there's there's reasoning why they promote diversity, equity, inclusion, because diversity is something that, oftentimes will make us great. But if you only solve for diversity and merit, it could also be a weakness and an Achilles heel. So I get it. I met so many young people, Gen Z, in real life that are fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay? We have many people in our company that are 25 and under that I think are absolutely awesome.
Yep.
The problem is when you're so used to operating online, okay, for good or for bad, you don't have socializing skills.
Yep.
You have social media skills, but not socializing skills, okay? You don't know how to look someone in the eye, shake their hand, and be a man.
Yep.
Okay, I remember meeting this kid one time that kills it on social media. Awesome kid, but clearly he has spent many of his times behind a screen. And I went to shake his hand. How you doing, buddy? It was the deadest fish handshake. I was like,
no,
you ain't a man, brah. You ain't a man. But that comes with time. So I'm not shitting on Gen Z. I'm just saying, to anyone out there spending too much time behind a screen, whether you're making no money or whether you're making $100 million, you got to get out there and you got to take your lumps and your bruises like us 30-plus men that weren't raised on social media have done. So I do know this. every generation talks shit about the generation below them.
Right.
Okay, the older generations used to make fun of the millennials. Now the millennials are making fun of the Gen Z. The Gen Z will make fun of the Gen A and Gen B because after Z it starts over, Generation Alpha. And the cycle continues because everyone's going to look at a different generation and be like, oh, these kids. But just like the famous song, Whitney Houston, I believe the children are our future. We get that, okay? And rather than trying to make fun of a generation below you, try to understand their perspective. Just the same thing with the girl math and the boy math. Let's understand their perspective. I will say, I would assume that Gen Z talks the most shit online, okay?
Yeah.
And when they do, sometimes you kind of get punched in the face, okay? As someone who has been punched in the face many a times, and has quite frankly punched other people in the face, I would say it makes you better. I would say it makes you stronger. And, you know, get knocked down 10 times, get up 11. Okay. So, with that being said,
Yes.
Gen Z, I wish you the best. I'm not making a decision on whether you're too soft or not, but we'll see what the poll said. Did you run a poll on this?
Not yet. We're still in a neon poll.
Okay, what did you say about Neon?
78% said yes, he did deserve that. 21% said he did not.
So the vast majority of people said that he should get his ass whooped.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire SOSCAST, click right here.